Hey everyone, so I'm going to do a reading for divine masculines who may not be letting their divine feminines know exactly what they're feeling on the inside. I'm going to do this in two groups. So I'm going to do a group for the ones who are in communication, and then I'm going to do a group for those who are not in communication, and just get a couple of messages and see, what kind of information they may not be telling you. Um, a lot of times divine masculines don't always open up. So let's just see, what kind of messages Spirit has to let us know what they may not be letting us know. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the ones who are in communication and see what messages come up for those. Okay. So for those who are in communication, okay, so we have the Eight of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. So, let's see here. So for the Eight of Swords, I feel like so we have the Eight of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. So, I feel like, divine masculines who are in communication with their divine feminine, I feel as though there's still some restrictions with this Eight of Swords. Okay, there's still some restrictions, and that restrictions has to do with this Two of Pentacles. Okay, because obviously, they're still juggling between, a third party. Okay, so I feel as though divine masculine feels, restricted within himself because of this juggling. Okay, but we do have the Page of Cups. Okay, and with the Page of Cups, this is, an indication that, divine masculine is really wanting to communicate more. Okay, you are in communication, however they're wanting to communicate more than what they are communicating. However, they feel restricted because of this balancing act, right? The Two of Pentacles. Again, that has to do with the third party. So, this particular divine masculine who is in communication with their divine feminine, the message is that they want to be able to communicate with you. Communication with love, because Cups is about love. Pages are usually about, communication or messages and whatnot. So I feel like this divine masculine definitely wants to have more communications of love. Okay. But, he does feel restricted. He does feel restricted because of this balancing act, because there is a third party, and so even though he feels like he wants to be able to communicate more and communicate more affections, more emotions, he is restricted, with the Eight of Swords, okay? So let's go ahead and pull a couple of messages here to add to this. What else, Spirit? What else? I mean, what are these messages of love that this divine masculine wants to communicate but feels restricted from? These cards are a little slippery. I have to be careful with when I'm shuffling them. All right, let's try this again. So what messages does he actually have? What messages does he actually have within himself that he would like to communicate, but is restricted? Okay, so it says, no matter what, remember us at our best, okay? No matter what, remember us at our best. So this divine masculine wants you to still remember, the good times and, the best times, that you two have had together. Let's see, what else? We have, it's not you, I just have commitment issues. It's not you, I just have commitment issues. So I feel like the reason why there is some commitment issues, again, because this divine masculine is restricted, okay? The eight of swords. And because he is balancing, between you and, the karmic, so he's, wanting to communicate more, but, he's having a hard time committing to communication with you because of this restriction and because of this balancing act, okay? So, that is part of the reason why if you are in communication but you're not getting the communication that you would like, this is why. Because there is this restriction, So let's pull one more card. Ooh, okay, so it says, these cards are slippery. So it says returning. It says, don't be upset with me. I'm coming back, okay? So one of the things that this divine masculine wants you to know is that, yeah, he may be having some commitment issues because he's restricted because of this balancing act with the karmic, okay? But, deep down inside, he is definitely wanting to communicate more and communicate more affections, more communications of love, okay? But what he wants you to know is that he wants you to remember your connection when it was at its best, okay? And he may have these commitment issues because he is balancing, but he also wants you to know that he is returning. So don't be upset, okay? And that's the reason why he wants you to remember the good times and remember your connection at the best, because he knows that at some point he will be returning, so he does not want you to be upset with him, okay? So he definitely has the best of intentions. He just feels restricted. So let's just pull one more card here, just just an overall idea for this connection. All right, an overall idea for this connection. He definitely wants to return. He is having some commitment issues. Okay. Well, he could be having commitment issues with the karmic as well, He obviously doesn't want to be committed to the karmic, but he is restricted because, there is that balancing act, all right? So overall, okay, well, we have 2 cards here. All right. So we do have, friendship. This friendship is leading to more, but it doesn't have to be friendship, okay? It could just mean, your connection in general is going to lead to more, which we have returning, okay? So don't be upset because I am coming back. So this connection will be leading to something more. So then we have integrity, and it says, does this situation align with your values and morals? So I do get the feeling that, this divine masculine is a bit... So one of the things that he's not really telling you is that I feel as though he has fears, okay? I mean, 8 of Swords, 8 of Swords is a restriction, but it's also like... it's also being in your own personal prison within yourself, okay? And so I feel like this, divine masculine, I feel like he's afraid. I feel like he's afraid because, even though there is communication between you two, he knows that you want more communication, you want more emotions, you want more. And so I feel like with this integrity, he worries that you, divine feminine, will, assess your situation and, think about whether it's going to align with your values and morals. So I feel like that's part of, the fear with that 8 of Swords. I feel like that's part of the fear is that, and I feel like that's why, he's saying, don't be mad. I am coming back. And that's why he's saying, to remember the good times. Okay. Because I feel like he has some fears. He has some fears that if he doesn't step up to the plate more, you may really, harness your integrity for yourself and maybe, back away from him. And I feel like he's afraid of that. And so, but I feel as though he's not explaining that to you because, he doesn't really want to rock the boat. He doesn't want to make problems or issues, because you guys are in communication, right? So he doesn't want to rock the boat. However, he knows within himself that, he has this balancing act. He is restricted. And, the commitment to be able to speak to you more is he doesn't have the commitment to do that as much as he would like, and he is afraid that it will hinder your connection. So he wants you to remember the good times, and he wants you to know that he will be returning, okay? And, again, with this card here, it says friendship, but, it doesn't have to be friendship. It could just mean, the connection in general. Spirit is just saying that it will lead to more. If you can, keep the faith and stick with your divine masculine, even though he's going through these issues, okay? So, but yeah, this integrity, he's worried that you are going to you're gonna really harness your integrity emotions and maybe back away from him. So he is a bit afraid of that, okay? So anyways, that's what the messages are for those of you who are in communication. So let's go ahead and pull some cards for those of you who are not in communication, okay? So let's see. So for those of you who are not in communication, what messages does your divine masculine have? For those who are not in communication, for those divine masculine and feminines who are not in communication, Spirit, what message does this divine masculine have that he is not, or how does he feel? Wow, okay. So we have the Empress, okay? We have the Empress, we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this divine masculine who's not in communication with you, what he feels that you do not know is that he knows you are his divine feminine, the Empress, okay? He knows it. He knows that you're his divine feminine. But he also knows that he is rejecting you, okay? The Four of Cups, okay? He is, he has rejected the connection. He has rejected moving forward, okay? Rejected communication, okay? But we do have the Wheel of Fortune coming out, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that even though, he may have, been rejecting communication and even, rejecting this connection, again, he knows that you are his divine feminine. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that this cycle, this will cycle out at some point, and when it does cycle out, there will be good fortune to be had, okay? There will be good fortune to had. But yeah, he definitely knows that you're his divine feminine, and he knows that he has been rejecting this, So, and I feel as though it weighs heavily on his mind, okay? I do. I feel like it weighs on his mind because you are on his mind, because he knows you are his divine feminine, okay? And again, with the Wheel of Fortune, this is just saying that this is a cycle that has been going on for for a while, but it will eventually cycle out, and he wants it to even cycle out, okay? He would like to see he would like to see the tables turn, even though he knows that he's rejected this and he's rejected communication with you. Deep down inside, he does want things to change, okay? He does want things to change. So let's see what messages does he have for you? Let's see. Let me try to be careful with these cards, because again, they're a little slippery. And the font on these cards are a little difficult to read, so just give me a second to, to look at them properly. So, for divine masculines who are not in communication, how do they really feel? How do they really feel inside? How do they really feel inside? Okay, so it says, you always knew how to make me laugh. All right, so you always knew how to make him laugh. All right, so what else? Okay, so it says crazy. Not being able to see you in person makes me feel crazy. Okay, so not being able to see you in person makes this divine masculine crazy. Now, he has, this was obviously a decision that he has made, because he's the one who has rejected, the communication. He's the one who has, rejected, the connection. But deep down inside, he knows you're his divine feminine. And deep down inside, he would like to see, the tables turn and see, some kind of good fortune come out of this, because, it makes him crazy not being able to see you. Give me one more, Spirit, one more card. All right, so we have unsure. So it says, I'm holding back because I don't know what I want yet. So, this explains the rejection. This divine masculine, he's unsure. All right, he's unsure. He's holding back because he doesn't know what he wants, and that's the reason why he's rejected it. However, so that's what stops him from communicating. Okay, that's what stops him from, moving forward with communication or moving forward with you in the connection. However, again, he knows that you're his divine masculine. You've always made him laugh, and there are times where, it makes him crazy not being able to see you in person. But, he is unsure. But, the Wheel of Fortune is still here to say, Spirit is still here to say that, at some point, this will turn. This cycle will cycle out, and it will turn the tables for the better, for good fortune. Okay, so even though there's this unsureness, and even though there's been this rejection, your divine masculine does love you. Okay, he does know that you are his divine feminine, and it makes him crazy not being able to see you. Okay, so let's get an overall idea here for this. Yeah, see, so we have weight. It says the timing is not quite right. So, and I said that with the Wheel of Fortune. I said that, eventually, this will cycle out at some point, and the tables will turn. The timing's not quite right because, of course, he's unsure, and that's why he does reject communication, and he rejects this connection. Okay, because the timing is not quite right. He feels as though the timing is just not quite right. Okay, because he is unsure. But again, he does love you. Okay, and it makes him crazy. It makes him crazy. Since we had two on that one, let's just go ahead and pull one more here. Well, we got two that came out. I'll go ahead and take them. So, wow. So we have leap of faith, and then we have fate. Okay, leap of faith, and then fate. So it says, it's safe to make a move, and then it says fate. This is a destined partnership. Okay, so which I already felt like, this divine masculine knows that this is a destined partnership. Okay, but he's rejected it because he's just unsure. Okay, he doesn't feel the timing is right. Okay, but once this Wheel of Fortune comes in, and this cycle does cycle out, then I feel he will take a leap of faith, and he will make a move. Okay, which I said from the very beginning with this Wheel of Fortune. I mean, it may take some time. Okay, because he is unsure, and he doesn't feel the timing is right now, but that will change. Okay, it will change. And when it does change, when this does cycle out, he will make a move. Okay, so don't be discouraged, because it will happen. All right, it will. You just have to, you two have to just, keep the faith and understand that this is, a destined partnership. Okay, so, your divine masculine does love you, you know, even though it doesn't feel like it, even though it feels as though he doesn't want to communicate with you or he's rejecting this connection. And he is, you know, because he's unsure, but he does love you, okay? He just feels the timing is not right, okay? So, but again, Wheel of Fortune will turn this around, okay? It will eventually turn around. So keep the faith, okay? Just keep the faith and don't lose hope is what I can say about that. All right. So let's just pull some advice for both and see what let's see, what do I want to pull? Let's see. I don't know. I like this deck for advice. I don't know why, but I do. So let's pull an advice card for the ones who are in communication. So for the ones who are in communication, what advice do you have, Spirit? What advice do you have? What advice do you have, Spirit, for the ones that are in communication? I'm going to take this one. All right. All right, so it's card 33. It says blossoming. So you know, and like I said, even with this card, and even though it does say friendship, it does say that this is leading to more, okay? And this also says that I will be returning, okay? So this says that things are, you know, so it's blossoming. So listen, even though, you know, there's communication, obviously I feel like for those of you who are in communication, again, I feel that you divine feminines want more, you know, want more communication, okay? Not only communication, but, you know, want more efforts, you know? And yeah, there's this, you know, hindrance, you know, there's this hindrance here in the way, but Spirit is still saying that, you know, the advice is to believe that, you know, this connection, it will still blossom, okay? It will. This is the flower moon, okay? So let's go ahead and get the book on this really quick and see what else it's saying. But I mean, I feel like with this card saying that I will be returning, okay, I mean, yeah, there's some commitment issues and there's some juggling going on here, and there's even some restrictions, you know, this divine masculine within his own, you know, fears, you know, because there is a karmic involved. Still, this divine masculine knows that he will return to you, okay? He knows that he's going to return to you. So let's see what blossoming says. So let's see. So it says, do not give up. You have planned for this. Take notice of what it says. Take no notice of what others think or say about you. Open and rise. Someone around you may be jealous of your success. Mark your victories. So I feel as though that has to do with the karmic. So I feel like the message here is that don't give up, okay? Yeah, you know, there's this restriction, And there's this balancing act, okay? There's this restriction and there's this balancing act, okay? And this divine masculine wants to give more efforts and give more communication, right? But and that's, you know, part of the commitment issues, okay? He cannot give, or he feels he cannot give more commitment than he's already giving, okay? But part of this restriction also has to do with this karmic. This karmic is jealous of you. This karmic knows about you, okay? But what Spirit is saying with this blossoming is that, you know, you can't give up, and you have to just, you know, keep the faith, and in the end you will be successful, okay? And I mean, that's exactly what this is saying. Things will lead to more, and he will return, okay? So don't let the karmic, don't let her jealousy and her hindrances. I can see that, you know, she's hindering your connection, but don't let it get to you. Don't let it get the best of you, okay? This will blossom. This will blossom. It will lead to more, and he will return, okay? So no matter what, just continue to remember what's good about your connection, okay? Just remember the best of your connection with your divine masculine, okay? So that's the advice. You will be successful, okay? Don't let the karmic's jealousy hinder your, your fate. Don't let that happen, okay? So now for the ones who are not in communication, what advice does Spirit have for you, for this group? So for the ones that are not in communication, what messages do you have, or what advice do you have, Spirit? What advice for the ones who are not in communication? Okay, so we have the wanting gibbous, and it says beauty, okay? So, and what's interesting is that we do have, the Empress. Your divine masculine knows that you're his divine feminine, and the Empress is beautiful. She's beautiful, and she has so much to offer, and this divine masculine knows it, okay? And he sees the beauty in you, okay? He sees the beauty in you, which is why, even though he's, rejecting, communication or the connection altogether, he does still believe that there's faith for you in him, okay? He may be unsure, okay? He may be unsure, but again, he gets crazy not being able to see you at times, and he's very aware of your beauty, okay? Very aware of your beauty. All right, so let's go ahead and pull the book on this really quick and see what this has to say. So it says beauty is Beauty is like medicine. It can heal even the most broken spirit. Beauty is everywhere in nature. Just look. Beauty comes in many forms and we can choose to find it. I love, I love, I love how I look. Rid yourself of clutter and what you find disagreeable. So I love this. I love how it says, beauty is a medicine and it can heal even the most broken spirit. So I feel like, I do feel like, this divine masculine, he may have, a broken spirit, because again, he knows he's rejecting this, okay? He knows it, because he's unsure, right? Because he's unsure. What does it say? I'm holding back because I don't know what I want. Um, you know, um, so even though he's unsure, he doesn't know what he wants, because it's like it's not that he doesn't know if he wants you. He knows that he wants you. It's that he doesn't know if he wants to make communication now or wait. We have wait. Okay, so it's very, very clear that this divine masculine is just wanting to wait. It's not that he is not sure that he doesn't want you. He wants you. It's just he doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants to do as far as communicating and and getting in contact with you. Okay, that's what he's unsure about. Okay, but he knows that this is a fated, a destined and fated relationship. He knows you are his divine feminine. Okay, and what the advice is saying is that even though there's these what was it let me go back to it really quick. So even though things may look like they're broken, beauty can heal. Beauty's like medicine and it can heal even the most broken spirit. So I feel like this divine masculine, even though he may feel broken, and I do feel like he feels broken because he's unsure, he's unsure, he's wanting to wait, but he knows that this is a fated connection. He's crazy, not being able to see you. But the beauty in all of this and the advice is that beauty can still turn things around, okay? It can still be the medicine that turns this cycle around, okay? It can still turn it around. So, just don't give up. Don't give up on this divine masculine. I mean, he knows where, his hindrances are, but he also loves you. He also knows that you're his divine feminine. And he may not feel like it's the right time right now. He does know that it's a destined partnership. And there is going to be a time when the cycle does, turn. He will make a move, okay? He will make a move. So this card is just saying, even through those, uncertain times, beauty can remedy this. Beauty can remedy this. And he definitely, sees the beauty in you. He sees the beauty in this connection. Okay, so anyways, that's what I have for you. This is a short one. I just wanted to pull just a few messages, to see, what, your divine masculines, are feeling on the inside that they may not be telling you, or, letting you know, especially the ones who are not in communication. This is what's going on in the inside, and so in both cases, yeah, there may be some there may be a few hindrances. However, in both cases, even with those hindrances, there's still that love. There's still that opportunity to come together at some point. But it requires getting over a few obstacles, and it requires having faith and believing in this connection and holding on to each other, and believing that, you two can come together. So, anyways, that's what I have for you all. And, I hope that you all have, a good one. And I will be talking to you all soon. Also, I am doing, just to let you all know, I am doing um, a reading for $20.20. It's one question. It is, it's not a yes or no answer. It's, one question, but, you get clarity on that one question. Okay. So it can be up to 20 minutes for that reading. And that's just a promotion that I have going on right now for, the new year 2020. So the cost of that reading would be, $20.20. But, if you have a burning question that you just really need clarity on, that would be the reading for you. So you can email me if you're interested in that, and we can get you set up. All right. So if you have questions, I have answers, and we will see you on the next one. Love you all. Bye bye.